Welcome back to the D2 Challenge. You'll notice that I am skipping the quest that's up next, actually. There is a quest that takes place, that would take place at this point in the star chart. But that's it's the War Within, and that's when you unlock the full operator stuff. But because of that, most of that quest isn't about using your Warframe and isn't about your gear. So it's kind of not relevant to this playthrough, since this playthrough is about the gear that I have equipped. So instead we'll be skipping straight ahead to the Kuva Fortress, and I'm going to be going through Dakota, Koro, Nabuk, Pago, Tavuni, Rotuma, and Garrus. We're not going to do the disruption because I don't like disruptions. They're not fun. So I'm just going to skip it. Alright, here we go.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing. My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area, but I am unable to pinpoint their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Oh, those turrets are tougher than I was expecting. Oh yeah, and between episodes I did do a little bit of housekeeping. I leveled up some of my gear, nothing too untoward, I just didn't need to do the grinding on camera. And then I did another change too. Prior to this point in the playthrough was before the new Eximus units were added to the game, the revisions, and we've seen a few Eximus units in here already. Like when I did Lua, I ran into a couple, and you'll notice one of the first things I tried to do was use mind control, and they are completely immune to any Warframe ability that might potentially CC them, including status effects and all sorts of stuff. So there's no benefit in me having mind control on the build anymore, because that was the only thing that I used it for, taking over Eximus units. While yes, you could burn through their overshield, and then after that, then you could still mind control them. Well, we'll look at that in a minute, but it's also just not worth the time investment that it would take to do it. The overshield is most of what makes them difficult, and if the overshield is gone, then taking them over with mind control isn't a benefit anymore. So why do it? You already did the hard part, so you might as well kill the easy bag of hit points after that. Now, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's one. So, the strategy that was told to me is that you should just burn through their overshield, and then burn through their overshield and then mind control them. Sure, that didn't work. Actually, what's interesting right now, too, is that my Dara is working really well. What level are these guys at? Because I've been testing other weapons against them, and weapons are not created equal, and there is no way to predict which ones... So far, there's no way that I can predict which ones will and won't work on Exodus units. So that was shocking, and I want to see more about that.
Was a close one.
But also, let's try a couple other weapons the next one we find. Here we go, let's try the Vipers.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh, wow, look at that. This doesn't match up with any of the other weapons I've been testing. Although, to be fair, I have better mods here than the ones I was testing recently. I think I'm doing valuable. So what is so good about this gun? Now I'm curious. right? But speaking of Eximus units, like I was saying, I didn't have any reason to keep mind control on the build anymore. And up until this point, I had not settled on how to use the helmet system. So I was like, well, I don't really know. Nothing specifically benefits me. So I just didn't grab anything. But now I had something to go for. So I replaced mind control with Zaku's void damage ability, Zada's Whisper. Because now it's filling the same role in my build, but it's also more flexible. Before I was using mind control to take over Eximus units, just on occasion when I felt like it, but if I don't need to do that anymore, then I can just go for something that's overall damage and that will also help me on Eximus units. And that's why I settled on Zada's Whisper.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
So far, I have not needed it. And yeah, no, I know some people were complaining that, whoa! Didn't look up. That Nyx's confusion ability, chaos or whatever, isn't a viable option anymore with the Eximus units. That's bullshit. It's still a great ability.
Well done.
You should absolutely still use it. But no, it just saved my life right there. Without that field effect, I would have been in a lot of trouble. But we're going to use it again to stun these guys and leave. Mission complete.
The Queen's Fortress is using a friendly colony near Jupiter as target practice for its new long-distance artillery. Breach the fortress and destroy the cannon. The fortress entrance is heavily reinforced. You'll need that multicoil to destroy the gates.
But let's move on to the actual Let's Play and try and talk about the bullshit Eximus changes a bit less.
Range, capable of hitting targets in far-off sectors. Up until now, they've been testing conventional ammunition, but we know that they are about to switch to devastating tectonic munitions. You can't let that happen.
This assault mission is honestly really fun.
On the doors. The multicoil is superheating the locking mechanism. Defend it from attack.
I think it's actually really cool that this is one of the few missions that you really fight Dargans on, for one. But just the design in general of the Kuva Fortress was a really fun reveal for me. This whole very classic sort of vibe of hidden fortress for the villains, I liked it. And even though it's got kind of a samey color pattern a lot of the time with all the reds and the glows, the actual metallic and stone colors really help to offset that quite a lot. So I think this is one of my favorite tile sets for like visual storytelling. What's this? Why is there... Ah! That's the wrong way. But I want to know what this is on my map. What is that? Oh! I got disarmed. I didn't even notice it. Those used to be a different color. I'm kind of mad now. Glad that I went back for that. Would have been a pain if I hadn't. But yeah, like I was saying, this is one of my favorite tile sets and map designs just in general for the sort of storytelling it does. Just the sense of this sort of secret doomsday weapon like we're going up against right now, where we're destroying this massive cannon. I love that whole angle. And I love like just the aesthetics of this place. And how it's sort of open to space but still has atmosphere. It's just all sorts of weird little details like that. Makes it feel
The cannon is priming for a tectonic shot.
Oh.
Hurry, disable the cannon systems before it fires.
When I first unlocked the Kuva Fortress by completing the story quest that got me here, it was a big deal for me. Being able to go to this place that I hadn't realized was on the star chart at all. I was like, oh wow, this thing is here and it's moving around. It was a really cool moment. And it made raiding this place feel special. Adding all that narrative weight to the Kuva Fortress before revealing it to the player made coming here mean a lot more to me. And it's still one of my favorite maps to go to, even though I'm not always a fan of all of the tiles.
Now it's time to
Like,
turn
some
the
of these are
weapon
real
back on them.
obnoxious to
Head the
navigate.
control center.
And I've done lots
The
of
command
missions
center
on the Kuva
controls
Fortress.
the Navar cannon's telemetry systems. Use it to take out that galleon.
Okay, these guys are still sub 40,
This
that's why they're
is
not
the
too
command
bad.
Center. You'll need to locate all 3 of the telemetry keys. You found a key. Take it to the console. That's the first key.
Okay, well that was a good time for me to have an awkward random work phone call. But this is what I get for not leaving it on solo. I'm totally not going to count that death because I intentionally let myself die so I could go AFK and handle a phone call from a very confused person. But all good now. Yeah, right. We're collecting these up.
Insert that telemetry key into the console.
I believe I was saying a minute ago that I really liked... no, I can't go out that way. Okay. I really liked the way that this map was introduced to the community and the feel of importance that it gave the...
Good. One more to go.
One more... Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yep. Also, the whole, like, infiltrate and destroy a doomsday weapon. It's a really great mission. I like that it's, like, a mix of things. Well, I guess it's mostly just mobile defense. But, yeah.
You found a key. Take it to the console.
Still really liked it. Particularly enjoy how kind of like a mix of things that you're doing, whereas like mobile defense, walk to 3 locations, defend 3 locations.
That's it.
Spy,
have
you know, walk to 3
Protect
locations,
the console while I
infiltrate 3
reprogram
locations.
telemetry.
This has, you know, a few consoles that you're hacking. It has a little bit of everything going on. Well, not everything, I mean, but it has a better feel of variety. Yeah. Once again, whoever said that mixes chaos feel... I don't even know what the 3 is called anymore. I don't care. The thing what makes everybody crazy, it's a great ability. It is always going to be a great ability, and I will never be convinced otherwise.
Done. The cannon's telemetry has been reconfigured. Return
Alright.
to the cannon and pull the trigger.
Also, again, speaking of cool features, this is a great set piece. Just be like, alright, you stole their super weapon. See that ship over there? Let's shoot that thing. That's just great. This is a wonderful payoff. Look at that. I do not get tired of seeing that.
Direct hit.
That's fun.
The galleon has been obliterated. Now return to the telemetry system and make sure the cannon stays silent.
Now this whole theme of like being a bunch of bits of... being a bunch of bits of asteroid that are all stuck together.
The targeting mechanism is out of commission.
It's a
The
cool
cannon
theme.
is useless now.
It does
The Grenier
sometimes
will
make
think long and
navigation
hard
on this
before
map
trying to use this
miserable.
weapon again.
and I do wish that some of the harder to navigate tiles would be reconsidered, but visually, thematically, so much fun, and the music is really sinister too. You definitely feel like you're in this vital fortress that you're not supposed to know about.
The Queens hope they can create Kuva by way of this alchemy. We can't let that happen. Introduce poison into the system and defend the injector while it destroys their experiment.
Man, just look at these wonderful set designs. This stuff is just cool. Like, just so much fun. I was just fixing my Discord so it won't ping through a whole session recording again.
Hold on tight. The Grenier are going to do everything in their power to destroy the apparatus and salvage the experiment.
This was a really interesting defense mission, too, when I first played it. This is the one that, maybe it's just in sorties, I don't remember now, but, like, different defensive weapons come online and mess with you. I don't really play very many defense missions, so I don't remember, but, like, it was just neat. The queens in general were kind of interesting too. I appreciate them to an extent. Like I kind of like how they work out. They were definitely a very sinister force as a main antagonist for your Tenno. Even though they're not quite so present in this mission or in this map set, tile set. I mean, the Worm Queen is, and she has some great dialogue over the intercom and stuff. Wonderful flavor.
What's in this sludge, and why do the Queens think they can make
Why
Kuva
can't I
from
kill
it?
that? No? Okay. So I guess I just have to passively live with that turret. Something tells me I cannot drive it crazy. Cannot drive it crazy. I'm really surprised at how well these daggers are holding up. Although, to be fair, a lot of my setup, a lot of my loadout here is working as well as it is because of the volume of mods that I have access to. And like most players, by the time they have access to all the mods that I'm using on these weapons, they don't need to use these weapons anymore. But still, kind of cool. Oh, yep, this is the one where all the weird different defense systems come online. I don't like it. Can I stand on that? Oop. If I can learn to jump. Oh, that's why I wouldn't want to stand on this. Man, I could really go for a speed bomb just to get this over with. But we'll make it. Alright, one last wave to go. 2, 3. Yeah, all four of them. Are all four of them firing now? No, it's. Oh! It's 3 out of 4? Oh, and there's a fucking flamethrower rolling back and forth up here? I didn't notice that. I don't really need to stand where the turrets can see me. I can just stand here. Oh, my Helios died. That's why I'm not seeing enemies. Okay, maybe I do have to come up here. The Kuva Fortress does a really good job of weaving in like the setting, building with the actual mission play, and that's something that I haven't really enjoyed or seen as much of since Tilrigor's Undersea Labs. That is also really fantastic. It's kind of what they're trying to return to in a sense with the newest content that they've done with the Zariman, but Zariman still needs a little bit of work before it's perfect. A lot of what they've done is really cool. It still feels kind of... I mean, they're relying really hard on the players feeling like their character and the Tenno have a connection to the Zariman, because we literally do have a connection.
Extraction is ready.
Alright.
Unless you can handle more of the enemy. Tenno, you are here to infiltrate data vaults and retrieve highly sensitive enemy information.
You think they'd clone something a little less
Like I was saying before, they rely very heavily on us feeling connected to the place already, because we've been given some story nuggets about it in our backstory. And I understand that why that's being done, but
target console is nearby.
that's also why the Zariman is not as effective emotionally as the Kuva Fortress. The Kuva Fortress...
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands.
The Kuva Fortress was something that we were kidnapped to, almost. We got introduced to it in a story quest, a really good story quest, where our character is a little bit too brash, goes a little bit too far, and gets themselves stuck into a fight that they're not ready for. Which, all of those things are cool. Follow that up with, once you complete that quest, now you've just unlocked this place. And everything that quest did to you with the Kuva Fortress, now you can come back and sort of revisit it to the Kuva Fortress. You're like, oh, you guys started this fight? Well, I'm going to finish this fight. And that's again, really fun. Won't do that. I'm just going to do it. Whereas with the Zariman didn't bring us to it. We had to go there. And
excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
It feels more like telling than showing. And that artificiality makes it feel less interesting to me. even though I do really
Stay
enjoy
focused.
everything that they've
There's
done
a
with
heavy
it.
unit approaching.
I've got to figure out what the difference is between weapons, because I can never predict which ones will work and which ones don't. I don't even know why this one works. I'm kind of wondering if this one's just working because of some of the galvanized mods that I put on it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what makes something fail and what makes something succeed. But I did luck out at least.
You're nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying
If
the
I had
data.
picked a weapon that didn't work against Kuva, against Eximus enemies for my playthrough, I'd be in a lot of trouble right now.
Alarms have been triggered. You need
Oh,
to
almost
retrieve
made
that
it.
data before the data destruction is complete. Data integrity verified.
Good enough.
Retrieval was successful.
Right.
For the Lotus.
So let's get on through here to our last stealth node here. But yeah, back to assaults. I really like missions that have that like mix of like with spy and mobile defense. Yeah, you're signing up for a mission because you want to do one specific task, and you're going to go through and do
You're
that one
nearing the
task 3
console.
times or whatever.
Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
I know what I'm
Stay
asking
focused.
for
There's a heavy unit
is
approaching.
potentially a terrible thing to ask for, because it's sort of what happened to Railjack. They didn't ruin, but they made it a lot less fun by making it less specialized. By making Railjack missions not Railjack missions and
Alarms. Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
turning it into a loading screen minigame to go to a normal mission, which, that's depressing. They kind of ruined the appeal of Railjack. So I don't want to
got it. The
misspeak
data is still
and say
intact.
that.
We have everything we
I
came for.
don't want
Get to
to.
extraction.
Oops. I don't want to accidentally ruin
I'm
the
detecting
appeal
a
of other
large
missions
security
by
force heading your way.
super
It's the
gluing a
Grenier.
variety of different missions together. But I do think it would be kind of interesting to see a mission where you do one mobile defense target, you do one spy vault, you know, and then clear out the enemies, or do a defense objective or something. Or, I don't know, it's just not a defense objective, because that's what mobile defense is. I don't know, just there's a mix of things. I think that would be interesting.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Speaking of variety and objectives, I
Here is a terminal.
decided to mix it up. I'm going to leave the survival to the very end, and I wanted to do something more interesting. I like mobile
I'm in,
defenses
Tenno.
better just because I like
This will
moving
take
around
a
the map. So that's what we've done here. We went out of order and did mobile defense instead.
Virtue, integrity, and courage are my priorities. I can be approached, but never pushed. Befriended, but never coerced.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network.
All right. I
prepared
don't
for
know
heavy
what I screwed up
resistance.
last time. I wasn't paying
I
attention,
can't
I
do this
guess.
without you.
I missed something and then failed. So we're gonna try that again. And this time the first thing we're going to do is throw down some confusion.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and
what-
prepare to defend.
How did this die that quickly last time?
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Well, this is a better visibility tile set anyway, so that's fine. Just keep an eye on things. The Grenadier Queens were interesting
There's
too.
a heavy unit approaching.
That was the first time that we really saw Teshin as a character. Well, first and last time we got to see Teshin as a character.
Still working on it.
Because he was
Continue to defend.
not handled well in the new war. That was kind of a waste because after seeing him in this quest, I was hoping that they would expand on his character more and we get a bit more into him than just that dude that stands in the relays to do PvP stuff that no one plays. But, guess not. Oh. There we go.
We are finished here. Move on. This will only get more difficult. Get to a terminal and prepare for enemy resistance.
What was that flicker?
You will be
Oh,
cleansed.
new Loka.
Here is a terminal.
Well, we're gonna deal with
Get
those
me
on
in
our
and get ready
first
to
step
defend.
here.
You are surrounded by Grenier Marines.
I thought we were surrounded by new Loka's Eximus units, but I guess not. Okay. Whatever. We'll push the button.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Oh, shit. Oh, there they are. Oh! Oh.
Transference.
Oh,
Still
that was
holding.
lucky. And getting everybody else to shoot each other was a great way to get them to not shoot at me during that.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Ah, I'm blind. Without my radar, I have no idea what's going on half the time. Oh,
Area completed. Move on.
well, that death will totally count, but that was from me not taking those enemies seriously, because I was just trying to leave. But I should have. Alright.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Hey everybody. Why don't you guys play? I even need to fight? I can just watch them shoot each other. What? Hey. Oh.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Joey, best Kuva Lich. Oh, it's not even that.
Enemies, prepare to be hammered in your reproductive organs.
I really love Joey. I could not have picked a better Kuva Lich to convert.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
the new... I guess we should talk about the new mission. Oh, that's not working. See what I mean? Like, the daggers I'm using are good weapons, or at least they're good for this run.
The odds
But
were against us, Tenno.
they
But we
just
did it.
don't work on
Mission
Xmas units.
complete.
And I would not have known that.
1-on-1. Just how I like it.
Like, why do my other weapons work? Why don't those? I don't have a prediction. I don't have an explanation for that. I can't tell when things are going to work and when they're not.
There is a prisoner here that is vital to our operations. Search for the holding location.
If we can avoid alerting them, this might be easier.
Back on the topic of the Zeraman, as usual, art design, gorgeous. Wonderful tile set. I love it. But they're also just too damn big. Like, every tile on the Zeraman feels enormous. I almost, like... I'm being very cynical.
There's no telling what the captors are
But I
doing
almost
to our
wonder
rescue
if
target.
they
You need to
intentionally
find
made the
holding
tiles
cell
bigger
immediately.
to make, like, people who do Zaku or Gauss farming of collectibles have a harder time of it. You know, where you just kind of do AoE effects that smack everything around you so you can go and do some looting. Like, why
Stay
else
focused.
do
There's
you
a
make
heavy
so many
unit
of those
approaching.
tiles so enormous? Like, what? They
You
don't
are
benefit
approaching
from
the
being that
holding
big and
area.
spread out.
Careful.
It-
If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Oh, that's a window. Shit. I knew that. I don't do this one very often because it's not easy for me. I always get turned around on this tile set. And what I remember the trick being is that around here there's a... Okay, well I remember there being a hole. Guess not. I don't know.
The captive will be in one of these cells. Search them.
Maybe that's on the way out. Having good luck with the auto mod for these, though, aren't I? See what I mean? I had 3 of these the automatic way.
I will not forget this, Tenno.
Subject
Alright.
found. You need to bring
Let's
the
get outta
captive
here.
to safety. Protect them at all costs.
I need a
Nope.
weapon.
Nah, you don't need a weapon. We are running. So, like...
Scans show Grenier are harvesting Kuva nearby. Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuva catalysts.
Alright.
Predictable. As expected, Grenier have shut down the environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuva catalysts to begin harvesting.
Alright, we're not going to do the Kuva part because I don't care about Kuva. I don't care about ribbons, I don't care about Kuva. I don't need any of that. We're just going to do survival. Now, speaking of... back to the Zeraman. The new mission nodes. It's a bit sparse, I guess, because it's, you know, it's, what, 5 nodes? It's an exterminate, a mobile defense, and then 1 node for each of the 3 new mission types. Which, that's... I guess that's about right. I don't know. I actually do appreciate Exterminate and Mobile Defense. I like there just being regular missions on there. The
Life
new
support
mission
incoming.
types, the Void, Flood, Void, I don't even remember what they're called now. The one where you kill an angel, which I think is Void Armageddon? Void Flood, where you... God, what was... Well, there's one where you collect goo to seal rifts. There's one where
delivered a
you...
life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
There's one where you collect goo to seal rifts, and that's... Yeah, then you also fight one of the void things in that at the end, I believe. Then there's the one that's basically just a tower defense game, where you get crafty material to make mobile defense positions.
Life support activated.
That's the one that ends with the angel fight, isn't it? Yeah, that one does end with the angel fight. So that's Void Armageddon, I think. And then there's the one where you... shoot. Like, can you tell I just wasn't impressed. I wasn't against the new modes, but I just didn't connect with them that well. I was like, these are fine.
Prepare for life support.
Shoot, I don't remember what the third one is now. They're okay. There's a big focus, obviously, with getting you to use your operator in gameplay, which I think is interesting. I don't necessarily care. Oh, that's what that was.
Another
Okay.
life support capsule.
I don't really want to see the operator that much more used in combat, with rare exceptions. I really just... If you're gonna have us use the operator more, I think you just need to admit that amps are guns. Void amps that you use to... They are in every way a weapon, except that you cannot mod them. And because you can't mod them, how are they supposed to keep up with the content you're doing? I don't understand that decision. Like, if you want us to use operators more, make the amps moddable. Because, like, they've already kind of made this concession with amps, because they give you arcanes that you can equip on your amps. Which now we have arcanes that you can equip on weapons too, you know?
Life support on the way.
So if you can put an arcane on an amp, just admit that it's a weapon, let us mod it like you do everything else, and it's fine. I would probably use it a lot more if we did. Also, even though I didn't care for a lot of the content in the new war, I did enjoy the concept of being able to play as the Drifter.
Another life support capsule is now available.
And I do feel like changing the game to... changing the focus tree to have abilities like 1 and 2 slots for your operator is a move towards the possibility of a playable operator. I would like to see something more with that. I think that's a cool direction to go in. I don't think they've gone far enough in it yet.
The raid is off to a successful start. When you are ready, go to extraction.
Other than that, though, the Dorma Zone. You know, I always wanted to have an apartment on the Event Horizon. You know, the ship that went to hell and came back and brought who knows what back with it. That's the perfect place for me to decorate an apartment. I don't get that. The Dorma Zone doesn't seem... I don't know, maybe players wanted it. I was kind of in favor of it at first. I was like, you know, maybe it'll be a good thing to give players a better space to build in than we have on our orbiters. But, like, now I don't get what it's... Don't get what it's doing. But, yeah, no. Other stuff seems cool.